Oh, this poor little Mogg. The investment company of former Brexit Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg is about to be wound up. The company wants to stop the business and transfer its portfolios to other asset managers. The background is sensitive cash outflows because a core customer dropped the funds. So the British fund company Somerset Capital Management, which was co-founded by former Brexit Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg, is dissolving. This was announced by the boutique that specializes in emerging market stocks. The company had recently lost more than 2/3 of its assets under management due to middle suits, according to the business newspaper Financial Times, which first reported on the closure. The background to the severe outflow of funds is that the asset manager St. James Palace has removed the Somerset funds from its range due to their weak performance. The wealth manager was also under pressure from the British financial regulator to reduce costs for customers. According to the statement, Somerset is in negotiations to sell some of the 4 funds to other asset managers. The strategies were not approved for distribution in this country. The company wants to discontinue its institutional business, though. At its peak in 2018, Somerset had around $10 billion in assets under management. The company reportedly rejected a takeover offer from Artemis Investment Management in 2019. Somerset was founded in 2007 by Rees-Mogg, Edward Robertson and Dominic Johnson. Familiar names, aren't that? Rees-Mogg was a cabinet member in Boris Johnson's government from 19 to 22, including as Brexit minister. And in 22, he also served as economy minister under Prime Minister Liz Truss' government, which lasted just a few weeks. And Dominic Johnson is a minister in Rishi Sunak's current government. Jacob Rees-Mogg, as you all know, has been a vocal and prominent figure in the British political scene for many years, but he rose to even greater prominence during the 2016 Brexit referendum campaign. Rees-Mogg is a staunch Eurosceptic, and he has long argued that the UK would be better off outside the European Union. Rees-Mogg played a key role in the Leave campaign during the 2016 referendum, as I said, and he was a regular on the campaign trail, and he made a number of high-profile speeches in which he argued that leaving the EU would allow the UK to take back control of its borders, laws and money. Yeah, money. Rees-Mogg's speeches were often laced with his trademark dry wit and his deep knowledge of British history and tradition. He appealed to a sense of national pride among many voters, and he argued that leaving the EU would allow the UK to rediscover its identity and forge a new path in the world. Well, since the UK's withdrawal from the EU in 2020, Rees-Mogg has continued to be a vocal supporter of Brexit. He has been critical of the government's handling of the Brexit negotiations, and he has called for a more ambitious approach to delivering the benefits of Brexit. Well, he should name some, except Happy Fish. Rees-Mogg is a member of the European Research Group, the ERG. That's a group of Conservative MPs who are committed to a hard Brexit. He has been a consistent critic of any attempts to compromise with the EU, and he has argued that the UK must leave the EU single market and customs union in order to fully benefit from Brexit at the time. Rees-Mogg's views on Brexit have been controversial, and he has been accused of being out of touch with the concerns of many ordinary voters. However, he remains a popular figure among many Brexiteers who see him as a champion of their cause. And yes, Jacob Rees-Mogg is a complex and controversial figure, but there is no doubt that he has been a major force in British politics in recent years. His views on Brexit have been influential, and he has played a key role in shaping the debate about the UK's relationship with the EU. Only time will tell how history will judge his role in this Brexit saga, though. In addition to his role in the Leave campaign, Rees-Mogg has also held a number of senior positions in the Conservative Party. He has served as the leader of the House of Commons, the Lord President of the Council, and the Secretary of State for Brexit Opportunities and Government Efficiency. We know how he did that job. Jacob Rees-Mogg has also made a number of controversial statements in recent years, often drawing criticism for his perceived out-of-touch views and his defense of traditional values. And I got a few examples for you today. Rees-Mogg addressed the annual dinner of the Traditional Britain Group, that's a far-right organization known for its anti-immigration and anti-multiculturalism views. His attendance drew criticism for his association with such a group. And I want cheaper food, I want hormone-injected beef from Australia, he said in 21. At the Conservative Party conference, Rees-Mogg expressed his support for hormone-injected beef from Australia. That's a move that raised concerns about food safety and environmental impact. We should have a bonfire of EU regulations. Remember that one? Well, Rees-Mogg proposed this bonfire of EU regulations to drastically reduce the number of rules and regulations governing businesses and individuals in the UK. And this was seen by some as a reckless approach that could harm consumer protection and public health, and ended differently, as we know. And then his no time for climate change. In response to the UK government's climate change targets, Rees-Mogg asserted that there was no time for such measures and that the UK should prioritise economic recovery. This stance drew criticism from climate activists and scientists. And it would be rather embarrassing for the UK to be a low-wage economy, because Rees-Mogg commented on the UK's low-wage economy, stating that it was rather embarrassing for the country to be in such a position. This comment was seen as insensitive to low-wage workers and their struggles. And these statements, along with others, have solidified Rees-Mogg's reputation as a controversial figure in British politics, and he's often seen as representing a conservative and traditional worldview that's completely out of step with modern Britain. And his supporters admired his perceived honesty and commitment to traditional values, while his critics view him as completely out of touch and insensitive. But JRM isn't the only one in trouble at the moment, and with this, for once, I don't mean Sunak, because the German Lufthansa has also trouble in Great Britain. Lufthansa is advertising, and the British advertising watchdog Advertising Standards Authority is criticizing the company, now for the second time this year. Lufthansa is increasingly focusing on sustainability and has recently expanded green fares to long-haul flights. The compensation ticket aims to compensate for the individual CO2 emissions per flight passenger by using, among other things, environmentally friendly aviation fuel. The airline also wants to advertise the availability of the environmentally friendly option. However, this has now been banned in Great Britain. It was reported by several media already here in Germany. In Great Britain, a Lufthansa advertisement for sustainable flying was banned, as I said, and the ad creates a misleading impression of the airline's environmental credentials, at least according to the British advertising watchdog Advertising Standards Authority. The slogan "Fly More Sustainably" was criticized, and despite the positive effects of the advertised green fares on the environment, it was criticized that the basis for the statement "Fly More Sustainably" was not made sufficiently transparent in the ad. And according to the British news agency PA, Lufthansa has announced that it will no longer use the slogan in advertising in the future. Similar advertisements from airlines such as Air France and Etihad Airways, which were also placed in the UK on the Google search engine in July, were banned for the same reasons. The airline was already criticized for an advertising poster in March, and Lufthansa's Make Change Fly information campaign was actually intended to present the various initiatives for CO2 neutral flying. However, an advertising poster intended to convey the slogan was deemed misleading by the UK advertising industry's self-regulatory body. In the UK, this Lufthansa advertisement for sustainable flying was now banned because it gave a misleading impression of the airline's environmental friendliness, according to their statements. And as I said, similar advertisements from other airlines were also banned. And so it's not just a Lufthansa one thing, but the essential question remains whether the airline actually consistently implements the sustainability goals, and that's the bigger question than just some missing line on a poster. And that's what we probably all should have a look at the airlines and their promises. From my personal view, CO2-friendly aviation fuel is kind of a weird word combination, let's put it that way. We will never be in the position that we can skip flying. There are unnecessary flights, but there will always be a lot of necessary flights, and we have to find ways to do them. But we have to do it properly. Nevertheless, a lot of politics in this video again, and so if you want to get away from politics, always remember my banner up there. This new channel is really doing well, and I'm having fun doing the videos and playing the game, of course. So if you're interested in Star Trek, visit me there. But if you still want more politics, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.